back to my channel. My name is Brittney. I am a realtor in Kalamazoo, Michigan with Keller Williams, and welcome to Real Estate Brittney. On this channel, we go over real estate, we go over credit insight, and also market insights. Now, today I wanted to go over a blog post on my real estate blog, which will be linked down below, so you won't miss out on any of the information that I'm going over. If you'd like to review it, there will be a link down below for you to do just that. I'm gonna get started with check your credit reports for errors, okay? You'd be amazed how many people don't check their credit reports each year and how many errors go unnoticed on credit reports. Some errors that definitely could have impacted people in a positive way had they had reviewed their report and gotten the inaccuracies corrected and or removed. So you can start by obtaining free copies of your credit report through Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Review your credit reports carefully. Now, I've gotten this question before, and that question is, do I need to get all of my credit reports from each credit bureau? The answer is yes, because sometimes you'll see certain trades on Experian that you won't see on TransUnion. Sometimes you'll see certain trades on Equifax that you won't see on Experian. And so it's important to get all of your credit reports and review that information. You want to check it for inaccuracies. So that's the first thing that I wanted to put out there. Reach out to the credit bureaus and obtain a free credit report through each credit bureau. Next point that I wanted to go over is pay down outstanding balances. And so my blog reads, high credit card balances can negatively impact your score. Focus on paying down these debts and aim to keep your credit utilization below 30%. So one thing that I found so interesting about credit reports is that a lot of people tend to want to just pay off collections, like any creditors they have, and that's good to do that. But I thought, before I got deep into researching credit and just the lending industry, period, I thought that paying off collections would always boost my score quicker and higher than me paying down credit cards. And that just has not been my experience. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone has different trades and you know, their credit reports are different. So I can't just give a blanket statement, but I can say in my experience, I have noticed that my credit score personally has increased by me paying down my credit cards versus paying off certain collections that I had. And so I would just leverage that information. If I was looking at getting my score higher, then I would work on paying down my credit cards. That would be my main focus because that would be the quickest way that I could boost my score, paying down the utilization rate. And again, it just depends on how your credit mix is looking, because someone that has one credit card with a credit limit of 500, that and a lot of collections versus someone that has two collections and 6 credit cards and all of the cards are maxed and they have credit limits of like 8 to 10,000. Those are going to be different scenarios, right? So it may benefit the person with the $500 limit credit card and all of the collections to start working on paying down some of those collections more rapidly, or even looking at opening another line, another credit card to help, you know, balance out some of that utilization and also pay down some of those collections quicker versus the person that has 8 credit cards and 2 collections. So you do have to, I mean, it's not a one size fits all, but I can say paying down your credit cards, in my experience, it has tremendously boosted my credit score. So the question comes along, hey, is your credit score really even that important? If I can get approved for a mortgage, for example, why does it matter if my credit score is higher than the next person? We both are approved, so why does it matter? A lot of times your credit score impacts your interest rate. It directly impacts it. And so if you want to be able to save more money by having a lower interest rate, it is in your best interest to have a higher credit score. Okay, the next portion in my blog that I want to move to is the importance of making on-time payments. So payment history is a large portion of your credit score. You want to make sure that you're making all of your payments on time, utilizing different options like automatic payments, utilizing different options such as like bill pays that allow you to make your payments more seamlessly through your banking institution. All of those options are really great to look into so that you can make on-time payments, because it takes a lot longer to rebuild your credit. And so I do work with people that have gotten behind on payments. It's not at the end of the world, But I'm sure if you've experienced that before, you understand exactly what I'm saying as far as how it can take some time to rebuild up your credit score after you've gotten behind on payments. So if you can utilize auto pay, I have pretty much everything I can think of on auto pay, and it is truly like I want to say a lifesaver. It's peace of mind. Okay, the next point in my blog that I wanted to go over is limit new credit applications. And it reads, while building credit might tempt you to open new accounts, each credit inquiry can lower your score slightly. Only apply for new credit when absolutely necessary and focus on managing your current accounts responsibly. So there are some companies, some companies that allow soft checks. Some companies like auto companies, there are some even mortgage lenders that will do a soft check to give you an idea of where your credit score is coming in at in their system. Now, it's not definite, but it just gives you a general idea. And so ask for a soft credit inquiry if you have to apply for credit. See if that's an option, because you might be surprised on some of the options that you have regarding soft inquiries versus hard inquiries. I'm not saying if you are looking at purchasing a home in the near future, don't get any lines of credit out, because sometimes you do need to open additional lines of credit to get a better mix of credit trade lines in your credit report so that it can have a positive impact, not just on your score, but on in your overall credit profile and history. There are some people that have a high credit score and they only have one credit card. I've seen it before where people would come in and they would apply for even an auto loan. They would have one credit card. Their score would be close to 800. And they wouldn't get approved for a loan without a cosigner through the particular institution that I was working with, because they didn't have any other trades on their account. They didn't have a good mix of credit history. So although they had a high score, they didn't qualify for a loan on their own. The bank didn't find them credit worthy at that point based on the credit card that they had. So I also want to reiterate the fact that it's not just about your score. Although your score is important, that's not the only thing that lenders typically look for. So sometimes it may be necessary for you to add an auto loan. Sometimes it may be necessary for you to obtain a mortgage to continue building your credit instead of renting. So you want to make sure you're looking at the bigger picture on how everything you do can benefit yourself, your future, and your family, not just for the right now. When I purchased my first auto loan, one of the biggest mistakes I made was I paid off my auto loan in like 4 months because I could, instead of making those payments and building up my credit. And so now going forward, I know better now. I know that it's more beneficial to the credit profile if you're making, especially at that point, I didn't have a lot of trades at all. I needed that auto loan to be on my credit report to give me a good mix and to also help me to build my credit instead of me just paying it off. And so it did save me money and interest, but you have to look at what you're looking to do. Okay, I'm always looking at ways to save money, but I'm also always looking at ways to build my credit. So if I'm going to spend more in interest to build my credit because I know I want to purchase a home in the next few years, then that's what I'm going to do. Or if I know that I need to not take out an auto loan because I'm looking at purchasing multiple properties so that I can start leasing out some of my properties, then I need to maybe not open an auto loan because I don't want my debt to income to come back out of whack and not get approved that way. So it's not a one size fits all. That's why it's really important to consult with a professional when you are looking at obtaining a specific goal, because you can find information online all day long, but it doesn't mean it's going to be the right information for your specific circumstance. The next portion of my blog goes over exploring down payment assistance programs. And it reads Michigan Home Buyer Assistance Program. So I did do some videos and coverage on Michigan's down payment assistance programs, especially for the first generation home buyer. So if you're interested in learning more about that, check my channel. I have some shorts, some posts, and also some videos going over that. Also check for local nonprofit programs in your area to see if they assist with any down payment options, and also employer assisted housing programs. Sometimes your employer will assist with not only reimbursement for going to school, but also they can assist, some employers assist with down payment assistance options as well. So that's pretty much what I wanted to go over in my blog. Again, I have a lot more information in the blog itself, and that link will be down below. Be sure to check with my blog every week for additional updates and information. I think I'm going to make this a thing where I'm reviewing my blog with you all every week. So be sure to check in on this channel as well. If you have any questions, if you are interested in purchasing or selling a home, be sure to reach out to me, especially if you're in Kalamazoo, Michigan, or in any of the surrounding areas. If you're not in Kalamazoo, Michigan, I still can assist. I have a network full of people in different locations in my brokerage that would be excited and honored to assist you. So I do want to thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.